Alex Albon is living proof that if you get knocked down in motor racing, you can get back up and be significantly stronger for it. The Thai driver's future in F1 looked bleak when he was dropped as a race driver by Red Bull at the end of 2020, and now, 3 years later, literally half of the grid wants him, as speculations fly around about him joining many teams. One of those teams might be Ferrari, who could face the departure of Carlos Sainz and will need to find a new partner for Leclerc. But is Albon the right choice for the prancing horse, and where would he otherwise go? Albon appears transformed from the individual who once seemed emotionally scarred following his departure from Red Bull, as the very visible strain that once burdened him has substantially dissipated, and the overwhelming mental stress he once grappled with has significantly lightened. His charismatic grin has returned, and he's truly thriving, and if you engage with him in the TV area post-race sessions, you would notice a candid and insightful demeanour, no matter the outcome of that race day. Williams is immensely fond of him, as he's injected a fresh energy into the Grove corridors and has become an indispensable presence in the team's hospitality and garage at racing circuits. Not only is he delightfully humorous and charming, making him an absolute joy to be around, but he's also evolved into a versatile racer who consistently produces results. When the previous Williams boss, Jost Capito, took him in the team, he envisioned Albon as a figure of leadership, marking Albon's inaugural leadership role in F1. Surpassing the setbacks and challenges faced during his stint as Max Verstappen's teammate at Red Bull, Albon stepped up to this challenge masterfully. His contribution in the simulator is invaluable for the engineers, with his insights playing a pivotal role for the team, from setting a solid initial groundwork during race weekends to swiftly resolving issues and optimizing performance as the competition unfolds. When he's at the controls, the engineering team is confident that Albon extracts the maximum from the car nearly every time. This consistent performance from the driver's end is a boon for engineers, as it streamlines the process of discerning what elements are functioning optimally and which need attention on the vehicle. On the racetrack, his contributions, whether attacking a rival in front or defending himself, have been commendable, particularly given the Williams downforce limitations. And when scoring opportunities come about, which is rare, Albon is almost always there to capitalise. His lone misstep occurred in Australia, where an accident disrupted his top 6 run. However, it was viewed as an isolated incident, attributed to the inherent risks of pushing a vehicle to its limits. Hence, it's hardly a revelation that Williams is eager to retain him beyond his current contract, which is speculated to conclude at the end of 2024. "I'm in a good place, there's no denying that," says Albon when assessing his current form. "Firstly, this is my second year with the same team, which is always a bit of a luxury in some ways. I come to every race and I know how the car felt last year. I know the areas we struggled with. Cars don't change that much. Downforce can, but characteristics take a bit more time to change. With that inherent experience, I do feel confident in the car. It feels like we've been executing weekends very well. There have not been many moments apart from Melbourne that I would say we haven't been able to execute points when we've had a chance to. Things are going well. I do feel like I'm driving well, but as a team, we're making good progress." Albon and his management have a tough call to make. If they stay at Williams, they know it could be 5 or 6 years at the earliest before the team are competitive. By then, Albon will be 32 or 33. That's still a decade younger than Alonso, for example, but those years could well end up being his best. Should Albon leave Williams, however, there are many teams interested in him. One of them being Ferrari, who are interested in acquiring him as a partner for Leclerc. We know rumours have emerged in early July that Carlos Sainz might depart Ferrari once his contract ends, possibly after the upcoming season. Contracts in Formula 1 can be unpredictable. Alex Albon could potentially fill this vacancy at Ferrari, having been identified as one of their key targets. Recently, we learned that Albon is engaged in discussions, whether formal or informal, with at least 5 teams. Some of these are speculated to be top-tier teams. While these talks don't necessarily confirm a move, it reflects the mounting interest in Albon. Given Red Bull's other options like Ricciardo and potentially others, it's unclear if Albon will be their top pick. Despite Albon's previous association with Red Bull and his continued presence on their website, it's not certain they would re-engage with him, especially after he shifted to Williams and made commendable progress. So which 5 teams might be in dialogue with Albon? Certainly Williams might want to retain him. However, considering Williams' long-term championship prospects, Albon might be seeking a more competitive team. Top teams like Mercedes could be in conversation, but with Hamilton and Russell likely not going anywhere, it seems more plausible that Ferrari is actively in the mix, especially given reports affirming this. With speculations that Sainz might depart after next season, Ferrari could see Albon as a valuable addition. Other teams like Aston Martin might be in discussions, pondering Alonso's future, or even McLaren, should they fear Norris being snapped up by Red Bull. At present, Albon is in an enviable position, showcasing stellar performances with Williams while receiving attention from more dominant teams. Should he stick with Williams or move to a top-tier team? Given reports of senior Red Bull engineers keen on roping him back, both Red Bull and Ferrari seem to be viable contenders for Albon's expertise. Power rankings in Formula 1 currently list Albon as the 4th best driver of the year, trailing behind Verstappen, Alonso and Hamilton. While Albon has had impressive races, some argue that his impressive stats might be due to facing less competitive teammates, like Latifi and Logan Sargent. While Albon certainly deserves acknowledgement and discussion surrounding his position, there's a debate on whether he truly stands as the 4th best. The teams look at all of the data. They know how fast his car can go, with and without him, and they can see how consistent he's been all year. It's very well known how he conducts himself in interviews and with people in the paddock. They know exactly who he is today, so who knows what he can become with the right management in a great car. I don't believe his stint at Red Bull was indicative of his talent, but his time at Williams has proven that he can turn his life around. Should Albon choose to remain with Williams and they consistently elevate their game to become contenders in the future, Albon's pivotal role in this resurgence will be undeniable. Moreover, he'll be in a unique position of having a team constructed around him, an aspiration for any F1 driver. However, the lure from other teams is undeniable. Many top brass engineers at Red Bull hold him in high esteem. I've heard whispers of dialogues, be it casual chats or official talks, with numerous teams, and some of these are believed to be big players in the circuit. The 2025 driver market is bustling. Barring McLaren, there seems to be an available seat in almost every team. While Albon may not boast a Grand Prix victory or a world title, it's crucial to note that these accolades are not easy to come by achievements. What he has showcased beyond doubt is that he is one of the most electrifying talents presently competing. His present performance level is astounding, and if this momentum persists, it's challenging to envision him not being a central figure in the 2025 driver negotiations, and this is an admirable turnaround, especially when one recalls the uncertainties clouding his career at the end of 2020. What do you think? Should Albon leave Williams to join a better team, or is he good enough where he is? Let us know down in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.